Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, look like they're opening the government back up, y'all. But the Democrats are dumb as usual. Now, wasn't the whole premise of shutting the government down was over the health care? So they're going to negotiate without putting health care on the table, which means everybody's premiums are going to go up now. You think the Republicans are going to go back to the table after they got them to open up the government? Of course not. They're going to raise everybody's premiums up in here. And as far as, yeah, everybody's chattering about the $2,000 Donald Trump. I got to see that to believe it, y'all. That's all I'm saying. I mean, if it happens, wonderful. Then everybody got $2,000. But I got to see it to believe it. You know, I'm sorry. I just can't take this stuff at Donald Trump's word because there's been too many occasions where he does not keep his word. He's not a man of his word. So, anyway, we're going to talk about these Trump supporters that are feeling the pain, and some of them want Donald Trump's help. And we know Donald Trump don't care about these folks. He don't care about them at all. He got their vote. He was able to make it into office. That's all he cares about. As far as catering to them, he ain't thinking about these people like that. And that's what they don't get. They don't get Donald Trump at the end of the day. He going to do whatever the hell he wants. He doesn't care about these folks. So let's get into it, y'all. Let me share my screen. So we can get started. Give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Well, according to Donald Trump, this is supposedly the trillions of dollars that came from the tariffs, which I don't believe. I don't believe none of Donald Trump's tariffs brought in trillions of dollars. I absolutely don't believe that. And if it did bring in trillions of dollars, then you need to break off our reparations. Then you got enough to pay reparations if you got that kind of money from your tariffs. If that's the case, the government can pay our reparations. Donald Trump can do one tariff, and that should pay for our reparations since it brings in trillions of dollars. Man, get out of here. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Lord, what's the message?
Jesus died on that cross so we could live, and this is not living.
Amen. I respect that.
I need to say I'm sorry. I voted for him. I thought he was going to help folks like me. I really did. Now my SNAP's gone, my Medicaid's gone. They cut off my heat and help last week. I don't know how I'm supposed to buy groceries next month to keep the lights on. I ain't got no...
The fact that your situation, your life, has not gotten better. They do it so you won't notice that at the same time that they're helping the wealthiest, most powerful people in the country consolidate more wealth and more power, your bills are still going up.
Facts. Need it, right? People in the world are really struggling right now within America, especially when you talk about federal workers not getting paid, food stamp cuts, Section 8 evictions. All these different things are happening right now. You got repos hitting that all-time high as we speak. The cost of living is going all-time high. Is this a troll video? Like, is this a rage bait video? Because y'all know I've seen so many videos of MAGA rage baiting, wearing the hats and saying crazy things and, wearing it out in public and, taunting people and all it. Like, oh my God. I even went back to go back and reread Project 2025. Y'all know when they came out with that during the entire campaign when he was at the rallies and all these different things. And, they denied the whole Project 2025. But so many things within this entire document, Project 2025, are actually coming to life. Even Trump on his campaigns, he talked about cutting wasteful spending. Hence why they started the Doge Foundation, right? He talked about, so many illegal immigrants and migrants on these programs. I'm gonna just let the rest of this video speak, and I'm gonna just let it speak for itself.
So you need to help them. Go in the hospital. There's elderly people who don't know how to use a smartphone or nothing, and their bills are not getting paid. They need your help to make sure that happens, because they're not set up like some of us today. We use the phone. We pay our bills automatically through the bank. And a lot of people, they use cash. So when they're old and they get in the hospital, they can't go pay their bills. So please reach out to people and help people during this time, and that we should do what God would have us do, and that's to bless each other, help each other, regardless of what the political party is. It's sad that they use politics to shut the government down, and they really only need, I think, around 8 Democrats to come across the aisle so we can at least pass the budget, make sure everybody's good to go. But they should never be able to shut down the government for political reasons.
Here we go. And I knew we were going to get there, guys. I knew we were going to get there eventually. I knew it was going to get there. And once again, same Kool-Aid that Trump sips on, is blame the Democrats and blame everybody else, and say it's everybody else's fault. But guys, this is literally why we are here right now. This is literally why we're in this position in the first place. And they come out and say, oh, we're trying to not let illegal immigrants take up all the programs, and these are our tax dollars, this is our money that they're using, and all these different things. This is hilarious. This is probably the most ironic video that I probably ever watched in my entire life. I am not by all means whatsoever trying to create any kind of negative hate towards him or whatever case is, because he's truly trying to do, it sounds like he's trying to do the right.
SNAP benefits, as everybody knows, have basically run dry this week with the ongoing government shutdown and the Trump administration's refusal to tap into the USDA's contingency fund, even though they've been ordered by 2 courts to do so, to fund the benefits. Trump says he's not going to do it. Caroline Leavitt says, no, he's totally doing it. So who knows what's happening? Well, the answer is, of course, the people receiving SNAP. They know that Trump could have done this before the benefits even came close to running out on November 1st. He intentionally did not. And yes, they are taking that out on him, including his former MAGA supporters. This week, a 63-year-old retiree who recently retired to take care of her 26-year-old daughter, who not only has type 1 diabetes, but was also diagnosed with mental health issues that prevent her from being able to work. So she is on disability. The family is on SNAP benefits, which they have to buy her the proper food to be able to keep her blood sugar levels correct because of her diabetes. And she lost her benefits this week. And she was an ardent Donald Trump supporter up until that moment. She appeared on both NBC and CNN this week. And this is what this former Trump supporter said after losing her SNAP benefits. It all seems very selfish. Now he's busy out of the country and demolishing the White House. I believe the Trump administration, instead of focusing on presidential ballrooms, should be paying attention to individual Americans' dining rooms. She says that she desperately regrets her vote for Donald Trump. So this is not to mock this individual in any sense of the word. In fact, I'm doing this to praise her, because this sometimes is what it takes. I do not wish this hardship on her at all. She has my utmost sympathy, empathy, all of it. She should not be going through this. Her family should not be going through this. But they are, because of the person she voted for. And she knows that. And she regrets it. And she will not make that mistake again. See, that's the difference. I know I talk about these stories all the time. Like, these MAGA voters are mad at Trump, but they still support
Kings to please King fund our SNAP. But according to government lawyers, regardless of what these lower level judges ordered the Trump administration to do, They can't. But President Trump has said that if he is given the appropriate legal direction, he would be more than happy to fund SNAP, just as he did with the military, just as he did with law enforcement. Democrats still have an opportunity to do the right thing here. They just don't want to do the right thing because Americans are not their number one priority. Nuclear option, yes, it is an option. However, you don't necessarily want to open that door because Democrats can use that against Republicans in the future. And you know that they are just itching for something like that. This government shutdown is currently the second longest government shutdown in history. The first is 35 days. So we're not quite there yet. We're sitting at 32 days, but we are getting awfully close to that. As President Trump said here in his tweet, start blowing up Chuck Schumer's office. Here's his phone number. He provided it for you. Tell the Democrats to get off their asses, to do their job, and pass a clean CR. That's all they have to do.
Trump supporters, as you know, me and my wife have fell on really tough financial times. I'm asking for your assistance. I'm asking for you guys to please help me push this content to the monetization. I'm documenting our journey from homelessness to maybe something better. Guys, I can't do it without your help. I can't do enough as one single man to help my family like I need to help them. Me and my wife both have jobs. We need your prayers. We need you guys just to watch this video, share it, repost it, the whole nine. Please go through the tree, do the buttons, work the buttons for us. If I could get you guys to do that, I think there'll be some help on the horizon. And I know everybody's going through tough times. So get in the comments. Tell me what you're going through. Tell me if there's any way me and my family can help yours. If there's any way that this community can help each other. Thank you, guys. God bless you.
All right, I'm back. I voted for Trump. It's me. I'm just gonna say on the SNAP stuff, like, Trump is literally willing to starve children to get his agenda across, like American children. I don't really understand all of it, and I know some people take advantage of it, but like, these are kids that we're talking about at this point, like millions of kids, and he's willing to starve kids, even though there's money, there's years of money for SNAP benefits in case stuff goes sideways, and he's now taking that away and willing to starve American kids to get his agenda across. I just don't get it. And he's okay with, sending 40 billion or whatever, 20 billion to Argentina and do all. I just don't know. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, how are you okay with saying, hey, Americans that voted for me, your kids are gonna starve? What kind of American says that? Like, what kind of human says that? Like, maybe take soda off and take bad food off, but like, some kids have to eat. Children. United States kids. Like, what the hell is going on? I am so upset right now, and I'm so upset that I voted for him, and I'm so upset that he's making me look like a fool to my family. And this is so un-American, and it, like, disagree all you want. Do not starve children.
Trump supporters, will y'all hear me out? Will you watch this video in the entirety? Just do me that favor. If you could, please repost it, share it around, like it, go to the hole. This is what's going on. Me and my wife are currently having to stay in a hotel. We're homeless, but we are not enabled. My wife hurt herself, yes. I'm still working currently and continue to work, going to work. Just, we need help. We need help with people watching this video, man. We're trying to get into the monetization of this. It's better than asking for handouts, but that's about how bad it is, guys. I'm asking for 1 minute of your time. And if you could please watch this, send prayers, Get in the comments. Talk to us, man. We're here. We want to engage with you. So just speak. We'll speak back. And if not, comment again. Get my attention. I am here. And guys, as always, thank you.
If they cut our Medicaid, we would lose every hospital in our rural area, and then none of us would have health care. Not just the people on Medicaid, the people who have private insurance and Medicare. I'm a pharmacist. We took an oath to take care of people. We didn't say, no, only the rich ones.
In states that don't have right-to-work laws, the average pay is over $8,000 higher. The main thing that would help coal miners is to pass that PRO Act and repeal the right-to-work to where they could have a union, and that would solve all their problems.
So you were telling me that people are unaware, they're unaware that the whole reason why hospitals are not allowed to turn you away in an emergency situation, regardless of your ability to pay, is because of the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, which states that hospitals who receive Medicare funding are not allowed to turn you away. And they are proposing to cut back on Medicare and Medicaid. Talk to a caseworker. There are no ineligible people who are receiving it. The only people who are receiving it are eligible because there is a vetting process. All these people that they say are illegally getting it, it's not happening. The point is to start the process to get rid of it entirely. And if we get rid of the only guaranteed payment for medical care in this country, and we leave it all to our pockets with no support, guess what's going to happen to you? You are going to lose out on care because hospitals are going to close who depend on that funding. We don't have enough money to pay the bills that they decided were fair, which I'm sorry, I just had a life-saving surgery and I owe $3,000. If I don't pay $55 fucking dollars that I don't have to my primary care physician, they can decide to no longer treat me, and they will. And I've got to start all over again somewhere else. You all think that you're safe because, it's been that way because we fought to get it that way, and they're reversing it. You all have been so fucking pampered that you don't understand what we had to fight for to get you. Oh, but everyone dies. Bitch, apparently not fucking politicians.
It's kind of crazy watching all these MAGA supporters right now because the same people who were cheering the rallies, waving their flags and saying Trump 2024, save America, are now the same ones crying online because the Medicaid and Medicare got caught. Like, people literally want them. Folks were out there saying, hey, if Trump gets back in, you all better watch your healthcare. But they didn't want to hear it. They called it fake news, said it was all liberalized. Now look, they out here, mad and saying they can't afford their prescriptions or doctor's visits anymore. You know what's funny? These are the same people who used to post stuff like, I don't want my tax dollars paying for lazy people's health care. But now that the courts hit them, suddenly it isn't fair. And they go.
Hey, Trump supporters, let me ask you something. How many non-white people do you see in this line? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks to be about 90% white. Didn't a good chunk of your argument supporting SNAP being shut down revolve around illegals getting SNAP benefits? Are you learning yet that undocumented immigrants don't qualify for government benefits? Are you learning yet? What about all of those people who were allegedly taking advantage of SNAP? Do you really think they're getting in a hundreds deep line at a food bank if they don't absolutely have to? Are you learning yet?
The jokes really do write themselves because 3 days ago, did I not just say this in my video? Many Americans who voted for the talking orange believe that rules for thee and not for me is how things are going to play out, and it's just not. There are many Americans who are waking up to find out that their lives are going to be impacted by this. Many of them are effing around and finding out the hard way. And now look at the Republicans, effing around and finding out.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. On the way to the White House.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
So I admit I regret my vote for Donald Trump. I regret it because I needed these changes sooner. I needed the prices to go down sooner so that I didn't drain out my bank accounts and go into crippling credit card debt.
All right, you shady motherfucker, listen up and listen good. I voted for you because of your no tax on overtime bill, amongst other things. But here's the deal. I just read your great big beautiful bill, and it's bullshit.
As easy as it would be for me to say that I wasn't thinking when I voted or that I don't watch the news, I had to ask myself the same question that hundreds of you are asking me, is why did I vote the way I did? I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation.
You know why we voted for Donald Trump? Because the middle class man finally thought he was going to get ahead in life. You said no taxes on overtime. Big, bold, beautiful letters. We thought, hell yeah, why would we not vote for that? Then you turn around and pass the bill and it's a crock of shit. It's a tax credit for the people that make a certain amount of money. Of course, when you put it in big, bold, beautiful letters, it looks great. We're going to vote for you. And you knew what you were doing. You were baiting people in saying, no taxes on overtime. You didn't give no fucking details. Your details that we read.
All I can say, I was a dumbass, voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted not to vote.
I was a MAGA junkie. A MAGA junkie who thought her government job would be safe with Donald Trump in office. She was wrong.
I cried. It's scary, you know, it's a really scary thing, and I was embarrassed. He's a good boy.
Piggott was abruptly fired last month from the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service, based here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. The reason given for the firings of 125 probationary employees at the Bureau? Poor performance.
If you could say anything to President Trump now, what would you say? I expected better from you. I really did. I expected that you would do what was right and cut waste and fraud and all of those things that you promised us before we elected you in office, but you're not doing that. You're creating a disaster, and I don't know what America's going to look like if this continues.
I know you told me you voted for President Trump. What were you hoping that he would do?
I was hoping he would did something that made sense regarding the economy, made some kind of progress in bettering, you know, the benefits of being a veteran. But I mean, it just seemed like he actually cared about doing what was best for the country. But now it just feels like all about me, Donald Trump, not, you know, the guy out there working in the trenches trying to make ends meet, trying to pay the mortgage, trying to pay the bills. You know, it goes against everything I expected when, you know, I voted for him.
I just need someone to explain something to me. I live in Alabama, and my utility bill usually averages between $200 and $250 a month. Can someone please explain to me how my utility bill went from $250 a month to $696 this month? Could someone just please explain that to me? I know it was cold last month, but $696? Explain.
Estuvimos todos los requisitos, actividades de tratos, se terminó el caso, se cerró ese mes, lo detuvieron en el aeropuerto de Ley, nos mandaron a un cartillo en North Carolina por 3 días y luego lo movieron aquí a donde estamos ahora.
Le dijo que iba a ir por todos los delincuentes que entraron ilegal.
Y ahí lo dijo muy claro.
Lo dijo bien claro.
Pero pasamos de tener una puerta abierta completamente a cerrarla con 10 cerrojos.
Es un engaño masivo lo que hizo. Es un mentiroso que está mucha gente enojada. No son inmigrantes. Gente que vive aquí desde generaciones y generaciones. Están en este país.
You all asked, and here it goes. Here's my Trump app. It's right here. It hasn't gone anywhere, and it doesn't change anything. Regardless, I am still going to enjoy my summer.
I'm just trying to trust the universe, trust God, trust myself.
Well, I'm trying not to laugh. This is her now. It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
I wasn't just a Trump supporter. I was a true believer. I was one of his closest advisors. I spent Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's all at Mar-a-Lago. I saw him when the cameras were off. Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers. On a hospital visit one time when people were dying in the ICU, he was mad that the cameras were not watching him.
How come everybody I know of that went to college is a Biden supporter? Yeah. And I don't understand how everybody is a Biden supporter if you just went to college. So what are they teaching in this college? Are they teaching anything?
Stuff like inclusivity and respecting other people, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, woke.
Yeah, wokeness, yeah.
Now, I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
He said, I love you, Mr. Trump. I need to see the fruit of your love.
5 of my customers have committed. That's how serious that this is.
And what it costs for us to farm is astronomical now.
I farm with paid-for equipment. All my tractors are 50 years old. And
and I can't hardly make this deal work. I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm. After a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
So my son will not be the second generation on our farm.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Trump supporter has to beg on Fox News for Trump to, please do something. That's definitely not what MAGA thought 2025 would look like, right? A registered Republican woman sent this question to Brett.
She is a registered Republican all her life. She voted for you 3 different times, but she is not happy about how her prices have not come down that she sees. And she said this, quote, I want the Republicans to keep control of Congress in 2026, but something has to be done fast. I don't see the best economy right now. Wall Street numbers do not reflect my Main Street money. Please do something, President Trump. So I guess what do you say to Regina and people like her?
Well, I do say this. Beef we have to get down. I think of groceries. It's an old-fashioned word, but it's a beautiful word. Beef we have to get down, but we've got prices way down. And think of this. Energy. She drives a car, probably, and her energy prices are way down. And energy is so all-encompassing. It's so big that when energy goes down, everything comes down.
I want the Republicans to keep control of Congress in 2026, but something has to be done fast. I don't see the best economy now. Wall Street numbers do not reflect Main Street money. Please do something, President Trump. And how did Trump respond? He said, quote, beef is a little high, but besides that, prices are down. Then Brett Baier pressed him, and Trump doubled down. Yes, prices are down. So, what world is he living in? Because out here, families are working 2 jobs to pay rent, grocery bills are through the roof, and credit cards are maxed out just to survive. It's like he's living in a Twilight Zone episode, where only the billionaires exist, and Main Street doesn't matter. And honestly, that's the real problem. The GOP listens to the rich, the donors, and the hedge fund class, but people like you and me, they only remember us every 2 years when they need our votes. After that, we just vanish.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Most of you watch without subscribing, and your support is what keeps this work independent and fearless. So, did you hit subscribe? Good. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
So, when a loyal Trump supporter writes, please do something, that's not criticism, that's desperation, because they believed him when he said he'd fight for Main Street. But Main Street is still empty, and Wall Street's never been richer. And if the GOP doesn't wake up soon, they're going to lose the very people who built their movement in the first place.
All right, y'all. So, hey, let some of these people that voted for Donald Trump feel the same squeeze everybody else is feeling. And no, I don't feel bad about their farms. I don't feel bad that, many of them are feeling the same aches and pains that the rest of us are feeling. That's what you get. You wanted Donald Trump in, you got him, so deal with it. Now we got to watch y'all crash out on videos and break down and crying and, oh, my life is not, I didn't think it was going to be like this. Well, you didn't get first term Donald Trump. You got something totally different. And you can tell this man was prepared for it, because as soon as he got in office, he turned up on everybody and then brought Elon in and all that mess went down. He was prepared to flip on all of us. And if you think, my thing is I'm bracing for is the health care, because he's about to get us all on health care costs. It's going to go up on everybody in this country. And the Democrats did not hold out for what they claimed they wanted. But I never expect anything good from the Democratic Party anyway. So it's no big disappointment, because when do you expect anything decent from them? Never. So I can only see things after the shutdown getting worse. I do not see it getting better. But then again, Donald Trump, if you sincere about that $2,000, Just let me know where to go to, just like we did during the lockdown. We went on the IRS site and we got, some money. Well, let's see if you are sincere about every American getting this. We shall see. So, y'all, I might do one more thing on the government opening back up, but that might be like a little later on, like about 8 or 9. So I hope to see you then. Shalom, family.